Welcome to Sharing My Truth with Mel and Suzie, the uncensored version, where we bear it all.
We do.
And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Share My Truth Pod. You're here with Mel and Suzie. Thanks so much for tuning in with us today. We're coming at you live from London Town, England. Mel's flat. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, hey. If you guys are watching or listening to this anywhere else, let's say it's Spotify or Apple, please download and subscribe as well. We really appreciate it. It really helps us out. And if you also go to Share My Truth Pod on any of our socials, TikTok, Instagram, you can follow us there and look at all of our funny little videos, clips, and you can be part of the conversation. If you want to share your own truths with us, you can DM us there, or you can go to sharemytruth.com, where you can send us an email or a voicemail. Hey, babes.
Hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm fabulous. I'm just fabulous.
Are you fabulous? I'm getting a little hot, actually, but it's London, so it's weird because it's usually chilly and damp.
Oh, you're getting hot.
I'm getting a little hot. You make me a little hot.
Yeah, I have that effect on people. Yeah, it's kind of warm at the moment.
It's very nice for London.
It is.
Mel and I got here. When did we get here? What day is it?
We've lost.
We got here about 2 days ago, and the jet lag is real.
Is real. Yeah.
But we're powering through, getting some sexy little work done.
We are powering through.
Figuring it out.
Sexy work, yeah.
Having some lovely tea and biscuits.
Yeah, having a cup of tea right now.
I've had a crumpet every day.
You have. It's an addiction.
It's so good, though. We come home drunk because it's so good, and we
tell the listeners we're drunk.
Come on,
eating
hey,
crumpets.
we're working, and then we have to, release that stress,
yes,
and socialize and have good food because London has some of the best food in the world, and we have to drink because good wine, obviously, and gin tonics, and then we come home a little. What do you guys call it here?
Tipsy.
Tipsy. Come here a little tipsy. And that's fine.
2 sheets to the wind.
Two sheets to the wind, as we say. Well, fabulous, darling. Mel, what are we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about, because we've had a lot of comments about this on our TikTok, how other women keep women single.
Yeah.
So like single women's friends, be they single or not, basically keep them single. And so many people on TikTok have commented about a video that we did, which was try and speak properly, which was about, when men and women go out, women go and see their friend, they gossip, and they find absolutely everything out. I like to call it chatting.
Obviously, it's a chat.
And it's not necessarily bad gossip. That's what men seem to think, but it isn't. But when men go out, it's a different kind of conversation.
Yeah.
And they tend to talk about they're not really interested in kind of personal stuff that much, where women are. And I think from the comments on TikTok were that women are all kind of pretty much like evil and mean and mischievous, and that we will, if a friend is single and we kind of want to keep them single because we don't want them to be happy, or there's a suggestion there, or is it that you're vying for the same man and you're going to actively tell this other woman stuff so they don't go for the man that you like, type of thing. And I think that's the feeling.
I think there's a big, I think what we're seeing now a little bit with women is that we're kind of like, and you know this very well from your generation, right? Where it's like very female empowerment.
Yeah.
You don't need a fucking man.
Yeah.
You have to have the best. Don't worry, babe. You're going to find the guy who gives you every single little thing you want, chicks everything on your future. And it's like, that's not reasonable. That's not.
No.
It's not going to happen. And so I think we just we keep telling our friends and ourselves the wrong thing. And I think that's the actual real problems that women we hype each other up in the wrong ways. It's like, it's okay if your friend wants to date, maybe someone who you don't believe is her type or her, I don't know, like good enough for her in any kind of way. Maybe it's his looks. Maybe he doesn't make enough money. And you're like, you could do better than that, babe. And she's like, well, I like him.
Right.
But then she's going to take that advice because that's her friend.
It's going to eat away at her.
And it's going to eat away at her. It's like, and, women need to know when to shut the fuck up.
I think they do. I think there's also a difference that if somebody's your friend and you're sort of frenemy, acquaintance,
right,
you call it frenemy.
Well,
I suppose.
men have acquaintances and women have frenemies.
Yeah.
Men couldn't be bothered with having fake friends,
Right.
right?
Yeah. And I think, your real friends, because we also had a lot of comments saying that women aren't happy and men are happy, which is
Yeah.
also not true. If we look at
The
actually
statistics,
the
gentlemen.
statistics say otherwise.
Yeah.
Is that, with your real friends, most women do not steal their husbands, cheat, that really isn't. There's a boy code, a bro code, but there's
Mhm.
also a girl code, and that is you don't do that unless you are a raging bitch.
Mhm.
What you do to acquaintances maybe is a different code, right? But I think that there is this there's this like women don't have a lot of women today, and even in my generation,
Mhm.
their ideals are totally unrealistic, and they have what they want. Like, I'll give you an example in the sense that if somebody, we've talked about this many times, cheats, and so
Mhm.
you're in my generation, in 50s, and let's say it's the husband cheats and you find out, and then you're very upset, then you get together with all your girlfriends, generally involves wine, and all the girls will go, leave him, he's a bastard. Ah.
Right.
And they'll all pile in on their opinion of the situation. And their opinion, and the women opinion in this situation, is absolutely under no circumstances do you stay with the man. You have
Right.
to leave. And I would say I probably thought that too.
Right.
But it's actually not helpful, because what you should say to your friend is, look, I personally, it would be hard for me. However, if you don't want to go and you think you can work it out, well, that's up to you. But what happens with women is you listen too much to
Mhm.
the friends going, go, kick him out, blah, blah, blah.
Well, right, like, even, like, so when you're, and I mean, I really don't have many of my girlfriends or guy friends right now getting divorced. I know
Mhm.
some of them, but,
Mm.
I know you obviously know a lot more people
Yeah.
who have been
Yeah.
divorced. It's that generation, a little older, but it's just, like, when you're going through the divorce, and typically, like, let's be honest, the woman gets a lot more than the man will, and whether
Yeah.
it's to do with, like, the amount of time with she has with the kids, like, whether she has, you know, the woman is going for the divorce and then she has all the
Mm.
child care,
Mhm.
and if the man is making more money, which typically sometimes happens, obviously not all the time, but if the man is making more money, then she's going to get spousal support.
Right.
And so her friends, and let's say it wasn't even like a cheating thing that happened, right?
Mm.
It was just like they stopped, they fell out of love, they
Mm.
don't want to be together anymore, which happens so much. And the girlfriends are going to be like, girl, get everything that you're deserved, right? Like,
Right.
take the house, take the dog,
Yeah.
take the kids, take the money, like,
Yeah.
take every single little thing. When it's like, if you don't hate your partner, if you just like fell out of love and like you still want the best for them, why are you doing that
Yeah.
in a divorce? That just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, don't you feel horrible doing that?
Well, I mean, I think it happens for two reasons. I mean, I've seen it a lot. Like, women,
Yeah.
my mum did it to my dad. It's the way to attack the man. He's betrayed you in her eyes,
Yeah.
and the only way to hurt him is money. But
Right.
inevitably, what does actually happen is that is also partly your money and the money for your children. So the more you go after that money, the less there is, logically.
Mm.
And just be a bit sensible about it. But I think I would caveat the other side of that is often men just go, well, a woman supported them and lived with them and raised their children and supported them and allowed this man to go into the workplace. And then for whatever reason, he's cheated or he's not into her or whatever, the marriage stops, and then he's like, "You're just supposed to trot off into the sunset, and I'll
Yeah.
roll in the new one." But inevitably, if you're not married, you're going to have less. You chop something down the middle, whatever it is, everyone's got less money, and
Yeah.
so I
Those
think
lawyer fees. Don't forget
yeah,
about that.
it's
Jeez.
not just women doing it. Men are also not fair, like, because if you haven't been working as a woman, because you've been supporting your husband
Mm-hmm.
and allowing him to go to work because you're raising the children or looking after the home, that is working. You're
Mm-hmm.
just not making any money. And there are some men, I know many men who are great and who know that, and there are men who don't. And then that gets into all sorts of, that can get there can be a lot of problems there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the thing I think that I've seen, and I've also sort of waken up to it myself, is this idea that if somebody's marriage is not working or somebody's cheating particularly is a big thing, you have to go, without like, and almost pushing that woman to do that. Even if she's saying, I don't want to go, I want to, like she's venting to her friends, telling them what's happened. And she's saying, all right, look, he's cheated, but I don't want to go. I want to work it out. The friends would actually actively say, no, you have to go. Well, maybe you have to go personally. Like, and I would say that in my situation, if it happened to me, it would be unbearable. But maybe that couple, that woman, they can work it out. And it's not for you to judge them, because as we know, cheating happens for all sorts of reasons. Sometimes it happens because, people are really not being very fair and they're not being very responsible, or it happens because they're unhappy, or there are lots of reasons. But it is up to that couple to figure that out, right? And if the man can forgive the woman, or the woman can forgive the man, it's their business, it's not your business. And we've even seen it on our comments, like men going, oh no, if she cheats, you gotta dump her and all this sort of stuff. Well, you can't tell. That's that man's, it's up to him to, because it could have happened for any number of reasons. And I'm not saying I could get over it, but maybe you can. But I do think that women have these ideals, like the sort of, girl code, girl boss, and we all do it in my age group all the way down to, much younger women, let's say Gen Z, because younger than that, it's not really relevant right now, but they're not, sort of in the dating world. But we sort of push our ideas onto other women, like our ideas, our standards, our opinions. And it's like, well, we think, therefore you should think it. And maybe that's where a lot of these comments are coming from, that a single woman's worst enemy is her friend, her female friend, that her female friend pushes her in the wrong direction, that maybe she's been on a date with a guy, and then what we do is the date happens, and then you analyze every element
which
of
we
it.
do, because we love to do that.
Yeah. And then you weren't there, so you don't really know exactly what happens. And then you analyze, and then you plant the seed of doubt in the single woman's head, going, oh, well, actually, maybe he was this, or he was that, and he said that, oh yeah, you could be right, and blah blah blah. And I find myself doing it, like we do it.
Well, yeah, if someone has
talk too much,
if someone has like the appendage isn't quite adequate, let's say, right? Like maybe just the penis size is not big enough, and that's a complaint, but then everything else is amazing, right? Or it's like, oh, I wish he was going to make, let's say, like $100,000 a year. He only makes 60. I don't know. Like whatever the appropriate amount for any kind of woman is. Like, and yes, we'll tell our friends these things, because it's like, this is what's important to us, when we have to talk it through with people we love who are our friends. And then we do sort of self-sabotage, because we want them to say things like, you deserve better. You deserve the best, and we want the best for you, and you deserve a guy who's going to be able to like take you here, take you there, take care of you, and like what about children, and like all these things. And it's like, yes, of course, everything like that is important if that's important to you, but we have to kind of go back and like understand that like not every single great guy out there is going to have every single little thing on your little checklist.
Well, yeah.
And again, I say, go to a 5'8" man, and they probably have all things except for the tallness.
Except for the tallness,
That's too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key is it's your opinion. It's what you want, and you need whatever it is, not necessarily what your friend needs. So how about thinking about what your friend is saying, and talk to her in the circumstances or whatever it is that she's in, that she wants, that she's looking for. And rather than sort of pushing these ideals, these female ideals, which obviously in the last however many decades have become stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
And we sort of have to be girl power in every situation, and that's not necessarily the case. And, just if a woman stays with a man, let's say they've been married for many, many decades, and he cheats, and they manage to resolve it, right? And say, no, I love you, I want to work this out, because we have a family, and we have finances, and we have a life, and we have memories, and all the rest of it, and we can work it out. Rather than the girls cheering her, the ability, unless he's a complete asshole, like, rather than cheering, we'd be like, what are you doing?
You're really going to go back to him?
Exactly.
He cheated on you.
Exactly. And you're
and
like,
it's like, I get that.
Yeah.
We do.
Of course.
But it's like,
up to that. It's up to that woman to decide, and
100%.
that woman and man, not you to force your opinion. And I, for me personally, I always try when people say, they say, "What do you think?" kind of thing. I said, "Do you really want my opinion?"
Right.
And because I like to say it is my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
because there is no doubt that when you're giving an opinion,
Mm-hmm.
it's clouded by my version of the world,
Right.
because that's how I see the world.
Mm-hmm.
But, and for example, like the male thing, and I know this is what a lot of young men are sort of upset about, is, all these women are looking for, provider energy, tall, fit, handsome. I mean, fucking hell, the list goes on and on. Has a house, has the ability to do like all these crazy things. Well, that may be important for you. That may not be important for the next woman. And I do know couples where, let's say, the woman, sorry, and the mother has been like the breadwinner,
Mm.
and the
Of
man
course.
stays at home. Now, it's not wouldn't have worked in my relationship, but who am I to say? If you're
Yeah, this is
happy,
wrong.
if
Absolutely.
you're happy and the relationship works really well, that is really not for me to say
Mm-hmm.
whether it's wrong or right. It's not for me to push
Of course
that.
not.
And I do think we as women push those opinions, or there's some kind of like virtue signaling code that you should be abiding by, and if you're not, then you're failing in some way.
Well, what do you
So
think?
maybe that's what they're talking about, I think.
What about like when, I don't know, like I feel like men, obviously we know and we've seen from our comments, obviously on TikTok and Instagram as well, that men don't talk to each other,
Mhm.
right? They literally go out to be brainless in a good way, guys. Like, I'm not being mean about this. Like, you guys want to just go out, hang with your friends, don't talk about any bad things because you don't want to talk about that. Like, unless, like, I don't know, something like you
Yeah.
really needed your friend's opinion or something. But like, you typically want to go out and you want to watch sports and you want to just do nothing and talk about literally nothing.
Yeah.
And that's fully okay. But what if a man is going through a divorce, a problem, his wife cheated on him? Like, do you think that he is going to tell his buddies and be like, hey, I'm having a really fucking hard time right now. Like, what do I do? And then what do the guys say to that? Like, do they even like, are they the ones who like are like, well, she's showing you, man, like, don't like get the fuck out of there. Like, do you think it's the same thing?
I mean, I think a lot of men say that because if a
Right.
woman cheats, that's it. It's like you use all sorts of horrible expressions that I don't really want to repeat.
Right.
But yeah, I do think that. But I think maybe the difference is that women talk about everything
Mm-hmm.
all the time and want to know every part of your life to know you as a person. And men could literally know you for 10 years and not know you have 3 children or what day your birthday is, or that you have a mother and father, or even what country you're from. I mean,
Right.
like, they could actually not know any of these pieces of
Yeah.
information. And their wife is who? Or, oh, so-and-so, you'll say a comment, she's got blonde hair. And you're like, she has? Or she's got brown eyes. Has she? You couldn't tell you anything.
So funny.
But, that is the way their brain works, I suppose, because they're
They're able to shut
prioritize.
things off way easier than us.
Well, for them, they're prioritizing what's important. But I
To
think,
them.
to them. Whereas, and I think that's the thing, is we think, and we had this comment where I said on a video, inane rubbish, and I got lots of grief for it, about men talk about inane crap when they go out.
Right.
And it is inane to me, talking endlessly about the lineup of a football team, or, who we're selling, who we're buying. And
oh my God.
I find it very
Guys,
difficult
like,
to understand.
what is, and me and Mel will never understand this. I'm just going to ask this question into the universe and never actually get an answer. But like, I am seeing this guy right now and he's so great. He's very sporty though, which I'm not sporty. I'm a cheerleader in that kind of sense, not sporty.
Yeah.
But the conversations his buddies are calling him about a fantasy. I just want to bolden that word. It's a fantasy football league.
Yeah.
Or whatever the sport is. I'm like, this is how much time and energy you're putting into this? Your fantasy league? I'm like, and I'm not like judging him on it. It's more just like I cannot believe this is what men care about and this is what you're calling each other about.
Yeah, they'll
like,
spend hours.
Women want to talk about life and their careers and the men and what's going on in their lives. Men literally want to talk about fantasy leagues.
Yeah.
Literally what's not going on.
Yeah.
It's so unbelievable.
Or even like my husband's like a big soccer fan.
Yeah.
And he'll like his friends, buddies who are into soccer.
Mhm.
I have to say, I should be saying
Soccer,
football because I'm
football.
in England,
Yes.
but it's soccer.
I'm going to the football game with him.
Yeah, you are. You know, and it's a huge thing, and he loves football, and he'll talk with his friends. I'll have this whole conversation. So and so's, you know, done this, behaved this way, or bad game, he wasn't playing, or he's being, what do they call it, like traded or whatever, sold or whatever, and they're talking about it as if they have any control over this. That
Like they're going to get a call
in any
from
way,
the team.
yeah, in any way have any like possibility of swaying this, or they share in any of the riches of this situation or anything. And to me, it's hilarious. But then I guess they look at us, and that's obviously what we're seeing. They're like, so let me get this straight: you go out for golf with a girlfriend, and you sort of meet her at 6, and you leave at 12, and you just talk about all the inane shit in their life that I couldn't give a shit about, which is what they're saying. But I do give a shit about.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between men and women, is I suppose they're talking about these conversations for it to be light, because their life is, you know, for the most part, heavy, full of lots of responsibility, taking all these things on, you know, maybe providing for families and wives and other family members. And so when they talk to somebody, they want it to be fun. They don't want to be like in the doom and gloom of going down the hole.
Yeah,
Which they have a point, I suppose.
That's probably also fair. Like, you know how, I mean, me and you, because we're very girly and we like feminine things, like we will probably sit for hours, and when we go shopping and stuff like that together, like we will literally go shopping and talk. Like, this is our, like,
we spent 4 hours
exactly
in a shop the other day.
literally, like, this is our fantasy. Legal most.
Yes,
it's like
yes.
skincare, which
Yeah.
doesn't, like, it's the fantasy that it's
Yeah.
going to make us look younger
Yeah.
and better and
Yeah.
hotter and
Yeah.
sexier and whatever. It's the clothes that are going to make us look
It's
the best.
obsessive.
It's obsessive about a fantasy, sort of. So
But
this
it's
is our
fun.
fantasy,
But
and
it's
this
fun.
is, and that's their fun.
And it's fun. It's like when I go shopping, I like going shopping alone, or I go shopping with a friend who, like you, likes shopping.
Yes.
Like friends who don't like shopping.
Oh, it's the worst to go with a friend who doesn't like shopping.
Sometimes I'm the friend who they don't like shopping, and they like coming with me because I like shopping.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't always love
It's a
all
stress
kinds of stuff.
reliever.
But, you know, I go into stores, and for my husband, it's like, I am in hell.
Yes.
You know?
I know.
And like
I
stores like
know.
Sephora, we don't. My daughters, we don't even bring him in the store. We make sure there is if we're out with him, there's a seat outside, or there's a bar nearby, and he's fine. And that's actually my thing. I'll just say, come back in whatever, and he'll go and have a drink, or go and have a sit, and he's fine. But do not bring that man. I see men traipsing around Sephora. I'm like, what are you thinking?
I have actually brought in, my ex would come in with me, and he was actually great because I've gotten him sort of into like good men's skincare. And he's got great skin. And like, I actually like love going in there. I don't actually love going in there with a guy, but it's cute, I think, when the guy wants to like come with you.
Yeah.
I think it's adorable, and then they pay the bill, and it's excellent.
I do think it's funny.
Sephora, it's like $400.
It's that's like 3 things. I think if they want to come in, fine, but don't make them.
No,
Or like in Toronto, you see one of the big brands here is Aritzia, for anybody who's not a Canadian listener, and Aritzia are really smart, because right in front of the changing rooms they have these huge kind of sofas,
and you see video games too.
Yeah,
sometimes.
they do. Yeah, and they just have, you see these men all just splayed all over and it's very smart. And they have a cafe as well in some of them. And you know, I think that's great. Just, you know, keep them busy. But
I actually told my brother the advice, because he's married now, and he was like, "Oh yeah, my now wife like will take me out to like go shopping with her," and he couldn't give less of a shit than shopping. Like, I've been shopping with him, and like I've taken him out, and like we have fun, obviously, but like he could care less. You know, someone has to like take him around. If he needs something, he'll you know. But she likes to shop. She's like me, and like she'll take him around, and he's like, "Oh my god, I can't do it." And I was like, and I'm like, "Oh well, Mel will literally put her husband in a bar, and he's super fucking happy when she comes back, and like doesn't matter at all. It's like the perfect situation." And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe she could do that. Like, maybe I'll talk to her." And I was like, "No, this is it works. It literally is so smart. You pop them in a nice bar. They have a TV in front of them, or whatever it is. They get a beer. Have some food.
I mean,
fill that belly.
This will make you laugh, because this will show you how I really am, you know, on this. Is we sometimes travel quite a lot to Miami, and there's a store I like to go to. It's like a It's like a sort of outlet store.
Yeah.
And so it has all this designer stuff that's less. And the only bar nearby is Hooters.
No.
Yeah. So I put him in Hooters, and and I go shop.
And you're like, bye, girls. Give the girls 100. Just be like,
It's fine.
get yourself something nice, ladies.
I think it's
Take care of my
hilarious.
boy. That is so good.
So that's the only bar is Hooters.
I'm
So
obsessed with that.
unfortunately, I'm sorry about.
Oh,
we won't
so
mention the bar
funny.
because I don't want to be offensive. But the not so attractive hooteries in this Hooters bar.
In the hooties. Got
But
it. Oh
I
my
just
God.
leave him there, and he's happy as a clam. And he sits at the bar and he has his beers, and fine if you're looking at some bazooms, fine. And I just go and do my thing, and then I come back, and everyone's happy.
Love that.
But don't make him come into your thing. There's another shop, a place I go to in London, and if he comes, and I figured this out, there's this bar which has his favorite Spanish beer, and I was like. And if I go with my daughters, I was telling you this the other day, we just put him in the bar.
Yes.
He's so happy.
Yeah.
And then we go off. And then the great thing is we come back and he's like, you've got 400 bags. I don't care. I don't care how much shit you've got. I've had a couple of beers. I'm fine.
So we have gone a little off track.
We've gone completely off track.
But you know what? It all is relevant because men and women are very different. And this is what we're talking about.
And I would like to say that's a great thing. That's what we are trying to say in this pod.
Yeah.
And people keep coming back at the comments and like, FYI, we know. And the point we're trying to say
411.
Generically in every single episode is that women aren't the best, men aren't the best, women aren't the problem, men aren't the problem. We're both different. We're actually equally the problem. But it's not
a little bit.
But we're different.
Yeah.
And we're not the same and we'll never be the same. And yes, I agree, part of the modern world is we've tried to make men and women the same.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem. And we aren't the same. We think differently. We look at every situation differently, professionally, personally, emotionally. And we need to get back to that somehow.
Yeah.
And if we get back to that, we might be okay.
But I don't know if it's like this, the reason that women talk to other women about our problems is because men, for the most part, don't want to talk to us about our problems, right?
No,
and so
it's draining.
And then many men in our comments are like, I don't want to fuck, because we did a whole episode on this.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about a woman's crazy drama that's going on in her life.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but then you have to be okay with the fact that she's going to also be talking shit to her friends about this stuff that you refuse to talk to her about.
Yeah. Well, she's got to talk to somebody.
She's got to talk to somebody. And sometimes, guys, it's actually, I know this isn't all the time and women don't always want logical advice, but sometimes if you just think critically with her and like help ask her questions about her situation and like maybe she does just want to vent.
Yeah.
And we all need to vent sometimes. But it's so nice when you have a guy who's like wanting to listen. And then it'll be so much better for you.
Oh yeah.
When
100%.
she actually like needs to have to come to you for a problem and she's not going to her friends who are giving her bad advice. Because we all have that friend who we all have two friends, okay? I feel like as a girl group, you have that friend that you's not good with something. Either it's money or men or work, and they always have drama.
Yeah.
I think typically there's always that one friend in every girl group. Then you have the friend that is always going to be honest about what's going on.
Yeah.
And those women don't actually usually have a lot of girlfriends.
Yeah, I know.
Because those girls
women don't like it.
Women don't like to hear the truth.
No.
Which is
It's
somewhat fair, but that's just the way it is. And so it's tough. Like women, we have to kind of play the field a little bit on our friends. So we still have friends and we can't be super honest, and we want women to feel good about themselves. We just it's hard to balance that. So it's nice to have a logical guy in there not being rude about our friends or like being like, this is stupid, I can't believe you guys are doing this. You guys like fucking fantasy football. Listen to our fucking problems for 1 second. I think you can handle it.
I mean, that's a very good point. Or even, this thing like in the comments, men saying we're miserable and they're happy. It's not true. I mean, as we know, the suicide rates in men are extremely high.
Yeah, it's so sad. Because men don't talk to each other.
Because they don't talk. And they keep this stuff bottled up because they think if they talk about it, it's weak. And they push it down, push it down, and then, it explodes.
And we get it because there are there's a huge what is it? What's the word? Huge symptom, not symptom. The huge, this, you fucking think about it. That's in my tongue. Okay, I can't think about it.
Okay.
But like there is the like the way that other men think about it. They sometimes do have. What is the fucking word? It's gonna piss me off. Like how men think about it too with our other friends. They sometimes are like, dude, like, are you okay? Like, you are weak, and they're gonna make. You're afraid that they're gonna make fun of you,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what men do.
Yes, they do.
But like, then. And you're afraid to look weak in front of your woman, so you don't want to tell her about your problems. So then what is a man supposed to do?
I think that's from my perspective of what I've seen. That's exactly it. That men do not like men who are weak.
Mm-hmm.
They like seek them out, and if you're a strong man, they sort of keep badgering them. Like they don't like weak men, like men like other strong men, and you can see that in friend groups. Like the weak man just gets tortured because they're like, "How can you be weak? How can you be so weak?"
They also, it's kind of it is a good thing and a bad thing. Like, I think men, in a way, they're like, they seek out the weak guy, and then they're like, they try to, it's what men do. They bring him up. They try to bring him up in a way.
Sometimes.
But, well, it's fucked up when the weak man can't handle that. That's when that's the problem,
I think
right?
that's the problem. Yeah. You're like, you're a man, like man up.
Yeah.
Like, grow a set of balls, basically. But I understand that. But I think the other thing that, we are starting to see a lot of comments about, and I definitely agree with, is one of the reasons men don't talk to women is because women expect them to be strong. So the women want to just give them their problems, and the idea is the man is there and he's strong and he's the rock and he's fine. But if he shows that he has problems, mental health problems, or he has, issues, or he's scared, or whatever it is, then if you're meant to be the protector, provider, whatever you want to call it, and you show that to the woman, and then she's going to freak out and make her even more freaked out.
Right.
So I think a lot of men don't do it for that very reason, because they're like, well, I can't tell her what's really going on because she's already freaked out. This is going to fucking freak her out. So, and that's not very fair, but that is a male-female thing.
So who are they supposed to talk to?
Well, I do think
a therapist.
That's not gonna happen.
It's so good to see. I know, but
they might.
If this is you and you feel like you can't talk to anyone, go just.
Oh, I agree.
Therapists aren't that expensive if they're like, you can find a therapist. Anyways, that's just like,
no,
go see a therapist.
They
if you need to go see
I
a
just
therapist.
think that's very hard for most people to even get to that, but let alone men. Men don't even go to the doctor, let alone a therapist.
Yeah.
But I do think that men who have strong friend groups that have other male friends of their age and have had them throughout their life, and then sort of various friend groups, they tend to do really well, because it's really important, I think, for men to have other male friends and women to have female friends. And I think that when the shit is really bad, maybe that's the difference. I think when it's really serious, really fucking serious, if those male friends are close, they will double down, intervene. There's an intervention, and they'll do something.
Right.
And whereas women, we're doing that for everything. And that's the difference. But I think when it's really bad and they see a friend really suffering, really in pain, with real problems, they are there for them and they do something.
I just think
does
that's
that
horrible.
man talk? Generally not.
It's like,
but I do think they do talk, and they definitely, it's been said in our comments, and by the way, I'm not completely stupid, is that men talk to each other about things they don't want women to hear. And yeah, of course they do. Of course they do. Women do the same thing. I mean, come on, huh?
Who else are we gonna fucking talk to about shit like that?
Exactly. But
that's so sad. It has to get to that point.
Oh yeah,
for a man
I
to,
think so.
Like,
from again, from what I've seen, it has to get extremely bad. And to be able to be vulnerable, because I think that's something that men find hard, is understanding the difference between weakness and vulnerability. And they're two different things.
Yeah.
And allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to be understood, is not a weakness. Weakness is something different. So and I think that's tough, and I think we live in a world which is increasingly difficult to navigate relationships, navigate work, navigate everything. And so you hold it all in, right?
Yeah.
Until it really is a crisis.
Right. And so, yes, I do see. I understand because I also see it with my own two eyes because I'm in the dating world, and women can be super toxic with each other, especially because we can get jealous and envious and just it's yeah, we also I think as a society too, not just women, we love to see when someone falls.
It's the mean girl thing,
It's
right?
such a mean girl thing.
Yeah.
They made a whole fucking movie about it,
Mhm.
right? Like these like women are fucking mean. And like if if the hot girl is, I don't know, like getting cheated on or something horrible
Yeah.
happens to like the hot one, it's like, okay, well let's see what else we can kind of
Silently cheer.
let's silently cheer for it. And it's so sick. And like the fact that like, oh, like what can we do to make this kind of worse, but like not say that to her face kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you have to leave him. Oh, like, I don't know, like you cheat on him back. Like we'll do these maybe like toxic things to kind of feed the fire a little bit,
Well, yeah, to
which is
sow
like
the seeds of
so gross.
yeah, because you think you need them to fail a little bit in their life to make you feel that you're
Exactly.
succeeding in your life, which is not the way it works. It's a bit like, all those like magazines, like Chat magazine, whatever they're called, like here in the UK is like sort of Heat or Closer, all these crappy magazines. And like,
Those are our favorite magazines, Mel.
yeah, what are they, like USA
Today,
or whatever
sure.
shit, like
People.
people, whatever it is, I don't know. And there's always a picture of a celebrity on a beach, and everyone's just looking like, does she have cellulite? And like if it's like some really skinny, sort of Margot Robbie type, and you see cellulite, you're like, yes,
So disgusting.
and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Because it's like just by her having cellulite doesn't make you better.
Yeah.
It just makes her have cellulite. And
she's still fucking Margot Robbie.
I know, exactly. But it's just absurd, right? Like you
Yeah.
see if your friend is failing
Yeah.
or your friend's husband isn't doing as well as your husband or whatever it is, it doesn't mean your life is better.
Mhm.
Like this little cheer, and we all do it.
Mhm.
And it's horrible trait.
Yeah.
Horrible trait. And we've said that in previous episodes, and I don't, from my viewpoint, from what I observe of men, and I guess I should caveat this because people are like, they keep saying, oh, what do you know about men and blah, blah. And I know I'm not a man, or clearly I'm a woman, but
Thank God.
Yeah, exactly. I've been married for a long time, and my husband is one of those kind of guys who has, and you've seen it, you know him. He has tons of friends, and he goes out with people, and he's very social, personally and professionally. So he sees people all the time. He has to for his work, and so I see all these different kinds of characters, and they're always men. It's never women. It's always because in that kind of working world, there's no women. And so I see it, and it's just interesting.
And you know what he's so good at though is which is like something I really admire about like your relationship with him. It's like he obviously like I remember like he'll come home from a game with one of his buddies and like you'll be like, oh, what did you talk about? And he'll be like, literally nothing. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? And then but when I'm there, he is so good at like being like, tell me all the gossip, like blah 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 blah. Like he gets, and who knows if he actually fucking cares.
Yeah.
But the fact that he is like putting the effort in to like want to care about you, and whether he's listening or not, it's just the fact that he's asking is so nice. And like you can see that makes a huge difference with your relationship with him. And like that's I think women would do a lot better with their relationships with their partners, their male partners, if the man just fucking asked them a question.
Just be interested
about their friends or their like literally anything.
I mean, does it with our children as well.
Yeah.
Just be interested, even if I don't care what it is.
Even if you actually don't.
Just show. It makes a huge difference.
I know it sounds stupid.
Oh, I know.
Because I know you probably don't care
for everything,
but it's very sweet, and it does make a difference. And like I don't care if he actually cares. It's the fact that he is doing like it's very sweet.
It is,
and you can tell. Like, and that would be my advice to the gentleman out there listening. If you are having a problem like this with your woman, like maybe she's like, you're not listening to me, you don't care, like all these things. She's talking to her girlfriends too much, like all this stuff, and you feel kind of left out, and you're like, why? Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Just pretend to care.
Yeah, or like, or you feel like you have issues in your relationship, and she's not talking to you, and she's told all her friends everything,
Right.
like every.
And then you're like, where did this come from?
Yeah, and then you're like, well, then your friends know everything about me, and they shouldn't know any. Well, then talk to her. Then she won't maybe go and talk to everybody else about you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's got to come out somewhere.
It's coming out.
So it might as well make it be more with you.
I think with also when men ask women more questions, the more that woman wants to
100%.
suck a little dick.
Thank you for bringing back
You're welcome.
to reality.
You're welcome.
But I think you're absolutely true. You're absolutely right. That
it's just the way it is.
The more interested you are in a female, like, let's say a female's planning an event or something, and you don't give a flying fuck what color the flowers are, what you're wearing. Show interest.
Yes.
And it will transform the situation.
If she wants you to be interested, there's some women who are control freaks and actually don't want to.
Yeah, but even if she's controlling it, still show interest.
Right.
If she's talking to you about the napkins and the flowers, and you literally want to, take those flowers and gouge your eyes out, still show interest.
And even if you don't care at all, just show appreciation like you did.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, thank you so much for taking care of this. I'm so excited, even if you aren't.
And I would say the other way to females, like if they're talking about their fantasy football, or men want to play golf or go to football, let them go.
Oh my God, let them go.
Don't control them.
Let the boys go golfing.
Yeah, just let them go.
Go.
What are you worried
Get out of the house.
And they're generally with other men, so what are you worried about?
And the cooler the women are with their men doing stuff, the less these men want to cheat on them.
Yes, and this has nothing to do with this, but my final point
Let's go.
Is if somebody is going to cheat, male or female, they are going to do it, and they are going to figure it out. Whether you are controlling, reading texts, looking at shit, not letting them go, whatever, it's gonna happen. So back the fuck off. Is that good?
I think that wraps it up pretty nice.
Yes.
She's so proud of herself. All right, guys. Well, we wanted to hear what you guys thought about this episode. You guys can go to Share My Truth Pod, where you can see any of these little clippy videos from our episodes, and you can DM us there, or you can go to sharemytruth.com, where you can also listen to our episodes. But you can also email us your truths, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye. Thanks so much for listening. Please rate and review this podcast and follow us on social at Sharing My Truth Pod, and leave us a voicemail on our website at sharingmytruth.com to share your stories and experiences with us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.